My introduction to racing was basically when I was 8 years old, racing go-karts. My dad got my older brother and I into it as a hobby. Looking back on it, I think he did it so we would stay out of trouble. but that was my first introduction to it, and you know, it's one of those things. It was a hobby at first, and that hobby turned into a passion, and then it turned into this desire to want to make it a career. So, you know, karting was a great way to at least, you know, get my feet wet in this type of motorsports. I actually went from karting to open wheel racing. You know, my original goal was IndyCar. That's what I wanted to do. And so I moved into a Formula 1600 car for 2 years. I had some success, went into F2000 after that. And, you know, unfortunately during that time, it was just a really tough market to try to get into open wheel racing. And I had to start looking at my options. You know, I didn't have the sponsorship to move up to Atlantics at the time. You know, I tested them, I did really well in tests, but you know, if you don't have the funding to do it, you're not going to do it. So I had to start looking around to see, like, where can I make this a career, and where can I make this something that, you know, has a little bit of longevity to it. And that's when I was introduced to sports car racing and switched over to racing Porsches in 2005. I think the single most important thing in racing to me is winning. You know, I've been fortunate to win a lot of races, a lot of big ones, a lot of championships, and the championships are great. You know, they're great for the resume, but there's nothing like crossing the finish line first. You've done everything you could possibly do to get that win that day. All the hard work, all the dedication, all the sacrifices, you know, they really pay off when you win a race. So, you know, for me, it's about winning, but on top of that, it's a little bit about camaraderie too. You know, I've met some really great people within this sport. I've got a lot of friends, people that I'll probably stick, you know, and hang out with for the rest of my life. So, you know, well, after winning, I'll say friendships. You know, my first experience with Black Dog was actually a number of years ago. I was actually brought in because a friend of mine was testing one of their Corvette GT cars, and he wanted me to be there to help coach him during the day. And I remember thinking to myself, you know, these guys really know what they're doing. This is a top-notch organization. Ray Sorensen, you know, was a great team manager, had everybody doing, you know, a great job on the car, or whether it's outside stuff. He had everybody in line with what it took to succeed. And so, you know, I sort of kept that in the back of my mind. You know, hey, you know, these guys are something that, you know, someone that I would want to race for at some point in my career if the stars align. And so fast forward about a year and a half later, I believe, and fortunately, you know, they were kind of looking at their options at the same time that I was trying to create an option, and we started talking, and the stars kind of aligned, and you know, it's like, why don't we give this a go and see if we can go win a championship. And fast forward, I guess 6 years now, and you know, 3 championships later, it was you know, it was a good move, and I'm really proud to be a part of this organization. In my mind, I think World Challenge has something really good going for it right now, because it has a lot of manufacturer involvement. They're going to some great events, and the racing, frankly, is fantastic because people have to get it done in 50 minutes, and that's it. That's all the time they have. You know, you can't jump them into pits on a pit stop, or you know, hope for them to wear out their tires. I mean, everybody's going 110% the entire race, and it's exciting for the fans. So I love this series. I've been a part of it since 2005, and been fortunate enough to do well in a lot of years, and I love coming back every year. And I'd really like to thank Chevrolet, especially for that awesome Camaro GT4R we're racing, Forge Line Wheels, Black Dog Speed Shop, of course, and all our other partners that have helped us out this year. You know, we're not able to race without that support. And in this world where rides come and go all the time, teams come and go all the time, you know, we've got a great thing going here at Black Dog Speed Shop, and I'm really proud to be a part of this organization, and I hope to be around for years to come.